All right, my friends, how are you today? Welcome back. Thank you, as always, for joining me. Aaron here bringing your daily horoscope for Thursday, the 3rd of December, 2020. We've got the moon still moving through Cancer, middle to later degrees. Starting our day, we still have this grand water trine, right? Trines are really interesting. They're always an easy flow of energy, okay, between two of the same elements, okay? So we have Cancer, the moon in Cancer. All right, we have Venus over here. Venus would be over here for you. Venus over here in the sign of Scorpio, and Neptune home in Pisces. Okay, and now the isosceles triangle, even parts on all sides, is the soundest, safest structure in nature that we are aware of, right? Meaning it can't be toppled over. It can't be, in a sense, beaten up. Okay, it's a very sound structure. So when we see this, there's two things about it, right? Everything's a paradox. On one side, this is like emotionally in tune, okay? Where our dreams, our imagination, our creativity, our emotional needs, as well as what we love, want, and desire are coming into an alignment with one another. On the other side, which is very positive. On the other side, the drawback sometimes that we can see when we have a grand trine in a chart is it's saying there's nothing penetrating this isosceles triangle. There's nothing that can get in here. It's just like these emotions are, this is like a very secure structure. So it's just like our minds are made up. Our emotions can be made up, and it can be very difficult to bring in change. We have a cardinal sign of Cancer. All right, we have Venus, which we love, want, and desire, in the fixed sign of Scorpio, diving deep. And then Neptune home in Pisces, the mutable energy, which is going with change. Okay, the dreams that we had as a child are no longer the dreams that we carry with us at an adolescent or a young adult or even in our later lives, right? Things go with change. And it's important to understand that our emotions change as well. So we can have our minds made up about a certain topic, a subject, a certain thing. We could be very strongly pulled in a certain direction. So it's just being aware, like we can be very emotional on a day like this. And we have these oppositions that are beginning. The moon opposing Pluto, the moon opposing Jupiter, the moon opposing Saturn today. And it's just like our little moon. And these are big planets, I mean, even Pluto, which is far away, but still the gravity of Pluto, the transformational aspect of Pluto, it's a heavy hitter. It's a sleeper. It's just like you don't see it coming, but it's there, and it's very powerful. Okay, so it's just like our little emotional moon can be overpowered in a certain sense by that big Capricorn energy. Okay, that's saying, get up, get the work done, do these, do your daily, and it's just like, I just want to lay in bed today. I don't want to, it's just like we can be emotionally drowning in our ownness. You know what I mean? We can be drowning in our own emotions, and we can't see outside of our own emotions. Okay, and I'm going to show you the chart here because there's there's always saving graces somewhere. Okay, there's a lot going on with Mercury right now, so this is about communication. Just like if we're paying attention to our emotions, if we're in tune with our emotions, well, now we're able to communicate about this stuff. And Mercury here, right here, okay, creating a very important connection to Pluto, transformation, okay, transforming. Down here, okay, easy flow, earth sign to earth sign, Uranus. This is about change, okay? Rebellion. This is breaking free, okay? So transformation, breaking free, and communication from a higher source. Communication from our highest consciousness. Communication from a place of well-researched, well-read information. Okay, this isn't the like if you watch tarot or if you know tarot as well, it'd be like the knight. The knight card would be somebody rushing in before having all of the answers, before knowing everything. The knight's like, I'm gonna go save the princess, and just runs horse right into the dragon's lair only to be fried and charred, boiled, and eaten. So we don't have that kind of energy where we're putting the carriage before the horse, or where we're rushing into something without fully knowing it. Okay, so this is a benefit also of that grand trine. This is like emotionally we're making the connection in all places, and great change, that cardinal energy of bringing forth that change of fixed energy. Scorpio Venus is saying, like, this is what I love, this is what I desire, and this is the core of me. This aspect of myself will not change, and then our dreams and our imagination is like, okay, so how wild can we run with this? How big can this go? Okay, and if I can align my emotional needs with my dreams, my creativity, my passions, and knowing at the core of me exactly what it is, that I want to achieve, or want to achieve on an emotional basis, not just like a goal. This is about emotions, where we want to be emotionally. And now we have this beautiful energy saying, we can communicate. We have the power to communicate from our highest selves. We have the power to communicate fully from a rational, logical place, well-educated place that brings transformation into our lives. Okay, there's a lot, and we're going to be visiting this all month. This as Venus moves through here December in Scorpio, and as the Sun, we're getting ready for this eclipse, the last eclipse of the year. Okay, or excuse me, this next eclipse, the solar eclipse in Sagittarius. All right, this is about release, letting go of old information, letting go of what no longer serves us. And we can have things where the past job, or the past boss, the past relationship, and we carry these things with us into the new. Okay, in a certain sense, this is saying, like, we have to wipe this clean. We must make sure to have that clean plate before we're putting, our pumpkin pie or creme brulee or whatever it is. We want to make sure that last meal is cleaned up before we put the new thing on here. Okay, so we're all going to be working through this as we day by day leading up to this next eclipse. Okay, which is just under 2 weeks at this point. So there's a lot of energy going on about release, a lot of energy about letting go. And then further, let me come back here for a quick second. We've got some cool energy going on with Mars. All right, Mars moving forward, Mars direct. Okay, that sextile here to the North Node, which will be happening for a few days. Okay, moving forward, self-motivated, self-initiating, going toward, again, what makes our heart sing, marching to the beat of our own drum, emotionally understanding what it is that we desire in this life, moving forward in these directions. And as well, you see Mars here, fire sign to fire sign, an easy flow to the Sun, okay, our ego self, the hero of our story, us showing up to the party, us showing up as the guru, the philosopher, us showing up, taking the time to study. It's really beautiful, these two together right now in this place. And Mercury's a fast-moving planet, so Mercury's going to catch right up here, and Mars is going to be creating a trine to the South Node, Sun, and Mercury. Okay, so then that South Node connection here is Mars is actively saying, yes, I'm going to do the research. I'm going to study whatever I have to study, to release whatever I have to truly get as much out of what I can in this here now. Okay, so that Mars connection is very potent, very powerful. March the beat of our own drum, go in our direction, coming from a higher place of communication. This communication, septile here to Pluto, fate and destined communication, fate and destined insight coming in, fate and destined breakthroughs and changes coming in. Again, this can be very long time old traditions that we're breaking free of right now, and we're self-motivated to do it. Okay, not only are we doing it as individuals, but as a whole, which is so important why we study this evolutionary astrology. This isn't just for an Aries, this is for all of us. We're all feeling this global energy. Okay, and then personally, our own, fingerprint DNA of the cosmos, our own birth chart, natal chart, is going to be affected uniquely by this energy, right? But this is a blanket kind of energy that we're all going through, and then we have our own unique experience with it as well. So not only is our own unique experience happening, we're all going through this change, but governmentally we are as well, okay? And that's part of this that we don't see, okay? And this can be part of this day where we have the moon opposite to that government energy of Pluto, Jupiter, and Saturn in Capricorn, where this is why we want to, like, you know, I'm going through this work, I'm doing all this stuff, and everything else out here is the same. That's not true, okay? It is not true, because there's a lot of people in a lot of hands moving things to try to change the governments that we currently have, okay? How things are currently set up. And remember, we're talking about earth signs, all right? This is not water, fast-flowing water. This is not fast-flowing air. This is not fast-flowing fire. We do not see these changes as dramatically as we would in those elements, okay? This is earth. So this takes a lot of energy. It takes all those other elements, fire, water, and air, to corrode this earth, to change. It takes a lot of emotion, a lot of drive and passion, okay? A lot of creative energy and a lot of wisdom from many, many, many hands and many, many minds and many mouths to create this change that we need to change, okay? And when we're talking about Capricorn, we're talking about Taurus, we're talking about strong earth energy. You know, the Virgo energies, the mutable, go with the flow, change earth sign, you know? So this is much more, this is a stronger energy. This is a stronger energy. So we don't always see the small increments of change that are happening, but we have to have trust and faith and believe, and that's part of the beauty of Neptune home in Pisces, is that sense of belief. Right? And then we have Jupiter and Capricorn connecting still to Saturn and to Pluto, saying, look, we, you know, as crazy as things are, or as much pressure as we feel, or as much change is going on within our lives, we can find joy in this. We can find beauty in this. It's all going to be all right, everybody. You know, that's what King Jupiter's up there saying. It's just like, we just got to get through 3 more weeks. Not even 3 weeks, and Saturn and Jupiter are out of Capricorn, okay? Jupiter for 12 years, Saturn for another 30. Then the only one left making change is Pluto, which is good, because Saturn doesn't have jurisdiction or lawship over Pluto. Now that Saturn and Jupiter are moving into Aquarius, it's like, look, you guys focus on the future. Pluto here is going to transform and change the governments how they are. And this connection that's going on between Pluto and you know, slow-moving Pluto and slow-moving Uranus here, the old traditions that are changing, this is huge, fantastic energy, all right? So again, there's a lot of buildup, which is it to the things that are coming, to the eclipse that's coming in a couple weeks, to the conjunction that's coming on the 20th or 21st. You know, there's a lot of buildup of where we're going. So it's not like, you know, there's no crossing of a finish line today, okay? However, when we're coming into an alignment with our emotions, when we're not feeling oppressed by the outside, when we take the initiative, the spark of ourselves, and say, yes, I can, I'm going to get up and I'm going to do, you know, and that further that connection of communication and insight coming in, okay? It's just like, we can change our minds. We can change our minds, and we have the power to do it. We have the power. The power of now. The power is yours. All right, my friends. Have the happiest Thursday, Jupiter days, and we will see you tomorrow.